Hello children. So today we'll do the questions and answers of lapse of memory. So first the comprehension check on page number 62. Okay. The questions first and then we'll go for the answers. Why did the man stare at Bipin Babu's So why did the man stare at Bipin Babu in disbelief? Where did Bipin Babu say he went in October 1958? 58 means 1958. Mention any three or more things that Parimal Ghosh knew about Bipin Babu. So now we'll have a look at the answers. So here are the answers. First one, the man Parimal Ghosh was taken aback. Taken aback means surprised. When Bipin failed to recognize him, he didn't believe that Bipin had a lapse of memory. What is this lapse of memory? He forgot that in the year 1958, he had visited that particular place, that he had visited the Hudru Falls and all that. He just could not recall. That is why lapse of memory. Bipin Babu said that in October 58 he was in Kanpur. Third, Parimal Ghosh knew that Bipin Babu's wife was dead and his only brother had died in the same year in a Ranchi lunatic asylum. Lunatic asylum means it's a hospital for the mad people. He also knew that Bipin Babu had no children and he was a lover of books. So now we move on to comprehension check, page number 65. The questions first. Why did Bipin Babu worry about what Parimal Ghosh had said? So we'll have a look at the questions first. Why did Bipin Babu worry about what Parimal Ghosh had said? Second one, how did he try to decide what was right, his memory or Parimal Ghosh? Why did Bipin Babu hesitate to visit Mr. Mukherjee? Why did he finally decide to phone him? Fourth one, what did Mr. Mukherjee say? Did it comfort Bipin Babu or add to his worries? The answers. Bipin Babu was taken aback to hear the intimate details about his life from Parimal Ghosh. And what was that intimate details? He told about his wife, he told about his brother. That is why intimate details about his personal life. So there seemed no reason why he should tell a lie. He wondered if he really had forgotten about his visit to Ranchi. Second one, in order to resolve the puzzle about his visit to Ranchi, Bipin Babu decided to contact Dinesh Mukherjee. Parimal had said that Mukherjee was also in Ranchi at that time. So, the third answer, Bipin Babu hesitated to visit Mr. Mukherjee thinking that it would be ridiculous if he had really visited Ranchi. Ridiculous, it would be very strange. Mukherjee would think Bipin Babu had gone mad. Hence, Bipin Babu finally decided to phone him to call him, ring him up. Fourth one, Mukherjee did not reply clearly. But he said that he had been to Ranchi twice, 2 times. He was not sure about the trip. Bipin Babu exactly wanted to know. Actually, he was not able to recall about that trip. That is why the heading lapse of memory is given to this lesson or story. It made Bipin Babu more puzzled. He was so confused. Puzzled means he was confused. He lost his appetite. He did not feel like eating. Now we move on to comprehension check, which is on page number 68. Questions. Who was Chunilal? What did he want from Bipin Babu? Why was Dr. Chanda puzzled? What was unusual about Bipin Babu's loss of memory? So now we'll have a look at the answers. First one, Chunilal was an old friend of Bipin Babu. he wanted a favor from Bipin Babu in his job. He wanted some sort of help. The second one, Paresh Chanda was a young physician. He had never dealt a case of memory loss. So he was puzzled. That is why he was confused. He gave a suggestion to Bipin Babu to visit Ranchi again. Now we move on to comprehension check, which is on page number 70. The questions first. Had Bipin Babu really lost his memory and forgotten all about a trip to Ranchi? Why do you think Chunilal did what he did? Chunilal says he has no money. What is it that he does have? That means he wanted financial help. The answers. Perhaps not. He finally recollected his memory and admitted that he had visited Ranchi in 1958. Second, Chunilal wanted some money from Bipin Babu, who was his old friend. So he went to him for help. He assured Bipin that the term of his fortune, that means good luck, would be back again. Chunilal had no money, but he had mind and wit. That means he was very intelligent. Wit means intelligent. Birbal was very witty. That means he was very intelligent. All of you have read the story of Akbar and Birbal. Birbal was supposed to be very, very witty. That means intelligent. Okay, so now working with text, page number 70. The author describes Bipin Babu as a serious and hard-working man. What evidence can you find in the story to support this? The author describes Bipin Babu as a serious and hard-working man. So what evidence can you find in support of this statement from the story, of course? Bipin Babu was a serious, honest and hard-working fellow. He went to office regularly. He was doing a responsible job. He was not a good mixer. That means he did not mix up with people. He did not believe in idle gossiping. Being serious-minded, he didn't waste time in idle chat. He was very fond of reading books. He used to read a lot of story books, all different types of books. The second question, why did Bipin Babu change his mind about meeting Chunilal? What was the result of this meeting? Answer, Bipin Babu first refused to meet Chunilal. He was in no mood to help Chunilal out of his trouble. But he changed his mind soon. He thought Chunilal might remember something about his trip to Ranchi in 1958. Question number 3. Bipin Babu lost consciousness at Bipin Babu lost consciousness at Hudru Falls. What do you think was the reason for this? So the reason for this we have to write. Bipin Babu might have slipped near. Bipin Babu might have slipped near that, isn't it? Where Hudru Falls. Okay. How do you think Bipin Babu reacted when he found out that Chunilal had tricked him? Bipin Babu's first reaction was that he regretted. He was thinking, why did he do that? That is the meaning of regret. He regretted having refused to help Chunilal. He was thinking, why did I not help him? He saw through Chunilal's trick to test him and learnt a lesson. Okay, now page 71. Look at these two sentences. He had to buy at least 5 books to last him through the week. That means 1 week. He used to buy 5 books that would and he would read those 5 books. He would complete reading in 1 week. Bipin had to ask Chunni to leave. Had to is used to show that it was very important or necessary for Bipin Babu to do something. So use of had to here indicates that something was very important. So he had no choice. We can also use have to, has to in the same way depending on the sentence. Has to, have to, of course it is in the present tense. Had means past tense. That is the difference in the tense, that's all. Okay, now fill in the blanks using had to, have to, has to. So look at the sentences given here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 sentences. Now try to answer these questions. So here are the questions, and then we have the answers to the questions, the 7 questions. The first answer is have to. The second is had to. The third is had. Fourth is had to. Fifth, have to. Sixth is had to. And the seventh is had to. So I hope you have noted down the correct answers. Once again, here are the answers. Please note down the answers. I hope you have noted down the answers. Okay, so now we move on to the next question. Here are a few idioms that you will find in the story. Look at them in the dictionary in the following way. First, arrange them in the order in which you would find them in a dictionary. Clue. Clue means hint is given here, and idiom is usually listed under the first noun, verb, adjective or adverb. I hope all of you know what is a noun. It is the name of a place, person or thing. Verb. Verb means action. It denotes action. Adjective. It qualifies a noun. I'll give an example of adjective. Big boy, good boy. So big and good are adjectives here. Adverb. It shows how an action is done. He walks slowly. So how does he walk? Slowly. How is the action done? Slowly. So this is adverb. Now I have told you what is a noun, what is a verb, what is an adjective, and what is an adverb. Ignore articles or prepositions in the idiom. So you're supposed to overlook that. To help you, we have put in bold the word under which you must look for the idiom in the dictionary. Okay. First one, at, from, close quarters. Close is adjective here. Second, break into a smile. Break, verb. Look under. Break into something. Carry on means continue. Carry is verb here. Have a clean record. You may find related meanings under both these words. Beat about the bush, verb. So now refer to your dictionary to find out what they mean. Answers. So here are the answers, children. First one, at, from close quarters. What is the meaning? It means from nearby. Second, break into a smile. So what does this mean? Smile suddenly. It means smile suddenly. Carry on, continue the task. Carry on means continue the task. So what is the meaning of carry on? It means to continue the task. Have a clean record, clean conduct throughout, clean behavior throughout. Beat about the bush, to make a vague idea. Okay, so this is the next one. Okay, study the sentences in the columns below. A, B. There are 2 columns. I saw this movie yesterday. I have seen this movie already. Bipin Babu worked there for a week last year. Bipin Babu has worked here since 2003. Chunilal wrote to a publisher last week. Chunilal has written to a publisher. I visited Ranchi once long ago. I visited Ranchi once before. Now compare the sentences in the 2 columns, especially the verb forms. Answer the following questions about each pair of sentences. So first you have to read the sentences carefully. Which column tells us that Bipin Babu is still working at the same place? Which column suggests that Chunilal is not waiting for a reply from the publisher? Which column suggests that the person still remembers the movie he saw Which column suggests that the experience of visiting Ranchi is still fresh in the speaker's mind? Children, this question may be not that clear. Okay. So you look at the textbook once, okay, for the questions. Then here are the answers. Column A, third is column B, fourth is column A. So that's the answer. Given below are jumbled sentences. Working in groups. Of course, you are not in your school, not in your classroom. You cannot work in groups. You do it all alone, okay? So rearrange the words in each sentence to form correct sentences. You can use your dictionary to check the meaning. You should always refer to a dictionary, otherwise also. So one has been done as an example for you. So let's have a look at it. Vanished, the car seemed to into thin have air. So that's a jumbled sentence. You have to put the words and phrases in right order in order to form a meaningful sentence. That's what you are supposed to do. So now the answer. The car seemed to have vanished into thin air. Idiom. Vanished into thin air is the idiom. It means what? Disappeared in a mysterious way. Okay, stop and tell me, beating about what you want the bush. What's the answer? Stop beating about the bush and tell me what you want. And what's the idiom here? Beating about the bush. Meaning of that idiom? Talk vaguely, means not clearly. Don't pay if you attention. See, it is all jumbled up. Yes, children? The answer? If you don't pay attention to the announcement, you might board the wrong train. So, the idiom, pay attention, means be careful. The villagers tried the crime on the young woman to pin. This is all jumbled up. What's the answer? The villagers tried to pin the crime on the young woman. So, the idiom here is pin the crime on. Bipin Babu, see, look at the fourth one. See, it's all jumbled up, yes? So, what's the answer? Bipin Babu loved telling people that he was under doctor's order to eat early. So, what's the idiom here? Tell me. Under one's order. That means under instruction of someone. Here it is the doctor. Okay, the fifth one, children. Look at it. It is all jumbled up. What's the answer? You should write like this. The teacher raised his eyebrows when the students said that they had revised all their lessons. What's the idiom here? Raise the eyebrows, to feel annoyed. Now page 73, speaking and writing. What do you think happened after Bipin Babu came to know the truth? Was he angry with his friend for playing such a trick on him? Or do you think he decided to help a friend in need? So now here's the answer for you. Bipin Babu came to know the truth, what Chunilal had done. In fact, Chunilal had only played a trick with him to test his friendship. Yes, actually he did not want any monetary help. He just wanted to check whether he was his true friend. This is what it means. Bipin Babu had a mixed feeling of relief as well as anger. He was happy to know that he had not suffered the lapse of memory. He was a little angry with his friend who was not really helpful, but he had made Bipin feel awkward. He must have decided not to disappoint a friend in need. Okay, now Bipin Babu, you imagine you are Bipin Chaudhary, you have received Chunilal's letter, okay, and feel ashamed that you did not bother to help an old friend down on his luck. Down on his luck means he was facing bad times. Now you want to do something for him. Write a letter to Chunilal promising to help him soon. Or, a prank is a childish trick. Do you remember any incident when someone played a prank on you or your friends? Describe the prank in a paragraph. So, this is how you have to answer. You write your own answer, but I'm telling you how to write. This is the format. 15th November, write the date, year. Then after that, my dear Chunilal, you have to address your friend. This is how you address. Then you begin like this. Let me first thank you for your letter dated 10th November. I am really feeling sorry for disappointing you. That means making you unhappy. I can understand your resentment. Now allow me to give you a happy news. I spoke to my friend in Delhi and he has agreed to engage you as what? As assistant manager in his firm. Please come to me on Sunday. I shall then introduce you to my friend. With regards, yours sincerely, Bipin Chaudhary. So, the answer for the or question now. This is the answer for the or question. On March 26th, I received a letter from one of my friends. It contained a happy news that I had been granted a scholarship from Baghdad. He asked me to call on him in April so that both would go together to the office of the superintendent of the school. I was very glad. I even distributed sweets to my neighbors, but when I reached my friend's house, I found him laughing at me. It was April the 1st, All Fool's Day. I got over it soon and admired the practical joke or the prank. So this is how you have to write the answer. I hope you have now got some idea. Okay, once again I will show you. So have a look at it once again. This is the answer to the question on letter writing. This is you write your own letter. This is a sample letter so that you get some idea. Okay. So this is how you are supposed to write. Then at the end you have to write like this. With regards, yours sincerely, then write name. Okay. The answer to the or question. This is how you have to write. Please write your own answer, children. So this is how you are supposed to write. Now, go through the lesson. I've already done the summary with you. Read the summary once again. Write down all the questions and answers that I have done in this session. Okay? Thank you. Goodbye.